What's up, everyone? Today our group will be talking about an interesting topic: why some animals can be domesticated while others can't. To start, let's talk about what domestication is. Domestication is a long-term process where humans breed and raise animals to make them more cooperative and beneficial to our needs. It's not the same as taming, because domestication is about changing an animal's genetics and behaviors over many generations. This topic strongly connects to biology because it involves evolution, genetics, and animal behavior. It helps explain how humans not only change the lives of other species, but how those animals in turn influence and affect our human life and society. I enjoyed this video because it explains complex scientific ideas in a clear and entertaining way. Throughout our presentation, we will highlight the main points from CGP Gray's videos and connect them to biological concepts that explain what makes some animals truly capable of being domesticated.
In his book Guns, Germs and Steel, Jared Diamond outlines 6 reasons why some animals have never successfully been domesticated. Before we look at these, it's important to understand what we mean by domesticated. We can define it as a species bred in captivity and thereby modified from its wild ancestors in ways making it more useful to humans who control its reproduction and its food supply. This definition makes a distinction between animals which have been born and reared in captivity and wild animals which have simply been captured and tamed.
So, let's start by clearing up one of the biggest misconceptions. Being tame and being domesticated are not the same thing. When you tame an animal, like training an elephant or a falcon, you're only changing its behavior. But that single animal learns to tolerate humans. But when you domesticate a species, you're actually changing it genetically over generations. Like the narrator says, sheep weren't always this fluffy. We fluffified them by breeding the fluffiest in each generation. That's domestication. Sculpting wild animals to make them more useful for humans. In this video, the narrator gives us what he calls a domestication checklist. Basically, for an animal to become domesticated, it has to check off a few key boxes. So first one would be the animal needs to be feedable. The narrator explains a cow turns grass into steak. A tiger, on the other hand, turns steak into tiger. If you think about energy, 10 pounds of grass make 1 pound of steak. But it also takes 10 pounds of steak to make 1 pound of tiger. So if you're a human trying to survive, it makes no sense to feed meat to an animal just to get less meat back. Next, temperament. The animal needs to be friendly enough to handle safely. Sounds obvious, but a lot of animals that would be super useful, like hippos, buffalo, or grizzly bears, are insanely dangerous. Even the ones that aren't predators can be bad candidates. Gazelles, for example, are so nervous that they will literally break their own necks trying to escape capture. So if it's too aggressive or too skittish, it's not making it onto the farm. Third, they need to reproduce easily and quickly. The narrator makes this hilarious comparison between pandas and pigs. Humans spent years trying to get pandas to breed in captivity. They're just not interested. Hunter-gatherers don't have time for that. They need animals that breed eagerly and grow fast. Like pigs, which can have multiple litters in a year. That's why elephants, for example, could be tamed. Trained to work with humans, but never domesticated. Elephants take years to mature and only have 1 calf every few years. You need several human lifetimes to make progress. And, as the narrator puts it, if it's on a farm, it's domesticated, but if it's on a circus, it's tamed. So that's why you can train an elephant, but you can't breed elephants that are naturally calm and obedient. There's just not enough time or control. Next, and one of the most important points, is family structure. Horses, for example, live in herds and clear hierarchies. A lead male, lead female, and the rest follow in order. When humans capture the lead horse, the rest of the herd recognizes that human as a new lead horse. That's part of what makes horses such incredible partners for humans. They naturally accept leadership and cooperation. That's why even though there are thousands of species on Earth, only about a dozen large animals like cows, pigs, goats, and horses were ever truly domesticated. So when we talk about why animals shouldn't be domesticated today, it's just not about ethics. It's about biology. Most animals simply can't fit the checklist Their instincts, diets, and reproduction make domestication nearly impossible. So that's why the narrator ends by pointing out that those few species humans did domesticate shaped civilization, and everything else stayed wild for a reason.
Thank you for all great information. Even though humans have existed for 1,000 of years, we only managed to domesticate a tiny number of animals. Most animals are simply not appropriate for living with humans. So now with everything that we have learned, we understand the main reason why some animals can be domesticated and why others cannot. Domestication depends on behavior, diet, reproduction, and whether the animal can safely adapt to living with humans. With that in mind, I'm going to test our knowledge with some trivia questions. Which animal is impossible to domesticate? Correct, zebras are aggressive and don't accept human control. Which trait helps animals become domesticated? Correct, being calm. Calm animals are safer and easier to manage. Why were dogs able to be domesticated? Correct, they were social and adaptable. Dogs naturally follow a leader and bond easily. How many major animals have humans domesticated? Correct, 14. Very few species have the right traits. Why were horses successfully domesticated by humans? Correct. They are social and follow a leader. In conclusion, even though many animals are beautiful or fascinating, only a small number are truly suited for domestication. Many wild animals have instincts that are too strong, stress easily in captivity, or depend on very specific environments that humans can't recreate. Some species have complex social hierarchies that don't translate well living with people, while others are traditional, unpredictable, or simply too dangerous to manage safely. Another big reason is that evolution shaped these animals to survive in the wild, not to cooperate with humans. Their natural behaviors, like migrating long distances, defending territory, or needing huge hunting ranges, make domestication nearly impossible. Because of these factors, most wild animals remain wild. And that's okay. It reminds us that not every species is meant to fit into human life. And at the same time, in that lies how rare and special domesticated animals truly are. There are few species whose biology, temperament, and social behavior allow a real partnership with people.